What better way to start off the afternoon than with some football, huh? It's time to get things started here on the NFL on EA Sports. Straight ahead is what should be a very entertaining matchup between the Jacksonville Jaguars and these guys defending their home turf. On the visiting sideline, look at the head coach of the Jaguars. These guys off to the kind of start they needed this season. They're 3-1 thus far. Across the way, the Desperados and their head coach. These guys ready as they always are to play in front of this home crowd, hoping the extra surge of momentum pays off in a win. On the booth alongside Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott, and we're just about set to get this one started. And here we go in Mexico City. Good work so far. He's got room. Nice effort here. They're going to tackle him just shy of the 35. So here are the Jaguars taking over for the first time on offense. And bringing them out to former #1 overall pick out of Clemson in 2021, Trevor Lawrence.
The promise and the potential, well, they've been with Lawrence his whole football life. From high school in Georgia to stardom at Clemson, and even a playoff run in Jacksonville, it's just consistency. Week in and week out will be the next step for Trevor in his career.
And a modest start to our game. Couple yards on the first play. Here comes second down. We get a look at his rushing numbers from last week here. What he was able to do in support of that win. Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8.
Hey, run! Son,
On play action now, Lawrence. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that's going to add some distance onto this upcoming third down.
When they were in their defensive meetings this week, that's exactly how you draw it up. Play sound zone defense. Give that quarterback nowhere to go. Let that pass rush get home.
3rd and long for him here. Pushes it towards his running back, but it's going to wind up incomplete. It brings up 4th down. Well, I am flipping through, Brock. That certainly wasn't in the offense's opening script, but if you're a defender, just how you wrote it up.
Yeah, defensively, that was a week of practice and planning visualized and executed in real time.
He has it at the 22. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. So here's their offense, taking over for the first time here. And they'll be let out by their 3rd-year signal caller.
And if he could only flip that 3-to-1 ratio, have it be 3 touchdowns to 1 pick, instead of the other way around, I think we'd have seen that loss flip to a win as well. Clean slate this week. We'll see what he's done to address the showing from his last time out.
And his game will begin with an incomplete pass. Tried getting that one to Brock Bowers. So 2nd down coming up.
I think those big old boxing gloves might have made a better catch and a better call than receiver gloves right there for that one. It is going to be a fight to hang on the ball, and we just saw physicality personified.
That's him on the quick hitter. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice gain on top of it.
They got 21 yards on the play, and that's going to bring up 1st down.
hey, go Fury. 10 black. Cut.
Back-to-back carries here. Like the turnaround these last 2 plays, huh? Nice gain on 1, and now they get him behind the line. And it's not just your quarterbacks, Brock Huard, who got to have short memories. You tell me this too, defenses need them sometime as well.
Yeah, 100%. You give up a big run, well, too bad. No time to dwell on it because you've got to line up, buckle up that chin strap, and try to knock them backwards.
He's got his guys into the red zone before someone can force him out. Give him 24 on that play. And that is good for a first down.
Come on, set, check, man, black 40. Set, hut.
On the give, it's Miller. And a power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Brought in. And they're going to have first and goal, Brock, as he gets out of bounds right around the 9.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
They'll try and punch it in. Well, so much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on second and goal.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on first down. More to come.
Escapes the pocket. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. Third down coming up. Well, for a great opening drive, this is where you can run into that speed bump. We see it all the time, getting down near the end zone and trying to find your way in.
Yep, operated so well and efficiently, but when you get into the scoring zone, the red zone, that's when the pressure.
He has the touchdown. The Desperados have a great first drive and get the game's first points. Deebo Samuel, the touchdown. Ryland tacks on the extra point. And the Desperados will jump out to a 7-0 lead. They put a touchdown on the board, and now they'll send it away. And this is taken in the end zone, but not returned, so they'll bring this out to the 35. Second drive coming up for the Jacksonville offense. They didn't start the game off like they wanted, Brock. Still searching for that opening first down as they take the field a second time. Here's Etienne to begin the drive. This drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. The line between safeties and linebackers gets real blurred on plays like that, Brock. He handled that one just like a Mike would have.
Yeah, if injuries were to ever crop up, Kate, I bet he could handle the linebacker spot for them as well. Just tremendous diagnosis in that run support.
And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Devin White hauls him down. Third down, they need 7. Throw here, third down. Short pass brought in. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's good for a Jacksonville first down. Off the play action, it's Lawrence. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. It's a sack on first down. We'll see if it changes the play they go with now on second. Out of the gun, Lawrence. Complete out to the right. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. Third and just 2 to go.
16 yards on the play. Let's go. It's now third down.
They'll run here. Etienne.
Travis Etienne, the ball carrier.
He is quickly making a habit out of wrecking plays, Brock, and it doesn't seem to matter what type of play that is.
It's what the best of them do. We talk about just the versatility of offensive players being dual threats. This guy's a dual threat against the pass, and that time stuck on the run.
Quick throw right side. He's got it. That's going to be a first and more. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. So they keep this drive moving after a big 18-yard pickup on fourth down. Here's Etienne on first down. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars keep their drive alive Josh Pater one play later. Travis Etienne, the touchdown. That one splits the uprights. And the Jaguars tie this game 7-7. Now after tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. It's Deebo Samuel with the return. He's going to reach that 34-yard line before he stops. So here comes this offense for its second series of the game. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. They'll throw to start the drive. Dumps it off to his running back. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. Here's 1st and 10 from the 47.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he manages to get back to the line, but no further, as we're at the end of one. That's the end of one. Both teams with a little luck finding the end zone early. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the second. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Connects on the crosser. And they're going to keep moving forward, Brock, down inside the opposing 30. So a stoppage here for an injured player, and this is not good. Brock Bowers in some discomfort. The medical staff headed to him. And keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10.
Come on, set. Ready.
He's got it on the bootleg. Buying some time right. Oh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
Okay, this quarterback gets out of the pocket, genuinely a coin toss whether he's going to keep it with his legs or put in the air. Sigh of relief there defensively as that ball falls incomplete.
They'll try something else from the 27 this time. 2nd and 10. They're throwing it. We've got a screen to the running back. He's got his guys into the red zone before someone can force him out. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident the screen would get them enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
1st and 10, he keeps it on the option. He comes through big here. 9 yards, it's 2nd down.
Well, there's going to be a missed assignment on somebody's grade sheet tomorrow. That read option game with the quarterback, there is always a defender that's responsible for the QB. That time, QB takes advantage.
And he carries it in for the touchdown. The Desperados take a 2nd quarter lead. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that can score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
Okay, well, that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line. Jaguars in a good starting spot here, coming up on 1st and 10.
Red on red.
Motioning him from the slot right. On the ground to begin this drive with Etienne. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense. And they went 3 yards the wrong way to start this drive out. Here's 2nd and 13.
All right, let's go.
Now motion Johnson right. From the shotgun, Lawrence. Throwing the out route complete. And a nice game here, but it stopped short of the 1st.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate. It takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
Finding Johnson once more. He's going to wind up out of bounds on 3rd down, so they're going to be forced to punt this away now. Jacksonville in punt formation. Return out of him. They have it a little further up past their own 30. And following that return, we've got an injured player down there. He'll receive some assistance as we step aside. New set of downs for him from the 31.
Here we go. Ready?
They go play action on first down. It'll be incomplete to start the new set of downs.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you, you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
After the incompletion, still at that 31-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Down. Ready?
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. They're going to have this up at the 44-yard line as they haul him down. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
They're going option keeper on 1st and 10. Rolling into enemy territory. A pickup of 17. And that gives them a first down.
And just in case this offense didn't have enough to contend with, now you got to worry about a quarterback that could do what he just did. Tote the ball himself for a big run.
Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Changing things up. They're going to throw now. On the move, headed right. Oh, shouldn't let that one go. It's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Watson. And the Jaguars get the football on the first turnover of the contest. First call here coming from the shotgun.
Red 23.
They go play action. Lawrence. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And now they face 2nd down. Lawrence working from the gun. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. 3rd and long. They're going to throw. It's on target to Johnson. And he's going to be stopped after reaching up to the 33. It's a gain of 12 on that one. And the Jaguars have a first down.
Hey, Lion.
Back to the air, Lawrence. Hits him on the out route. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. 5 still to go here. This is 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 38-yard line.
Finds him quickly on the RPO. They won't find much there as it reaches the 41. Kobe Dean in on the tackle. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2.
Hey.
Lawrence, a quick throw out wide. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs. Let's see how they attack this first down, partner, from the 45.
A 4-yard pickup on the play.
Red 23.
First down, Jacksonville.
And again, it's Lawrence to throw. And he's not going to be happy picking himself back up after this. They're set backwards on first down. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down.
At the 43-yard line.
Now Lawrence. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete. So a difficult 3rd down coming up on the other side, Brock, of this 2-minute warning. More from Mexico City in just a moment. So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down.
Red on red. Soko, hunt.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. No better luck than the last play, Brock, as he just has to get rid of it.
There's not a quarterback alive that enjoys throwing it away on 3rd down. But that's a good case right there of live to play another day. Live to play another series and don't put the ball in harm's way.
Baby, there's way too much behind that kick, and he knew it. That's all the way over the end zone for a touchback. The Desperados returning their offense and this running back to the field. They seem likely to carry the lead into the locker room, but some points here to end the half could make things even more comfortable. These drives quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line.
I know coordinator, quarterback going to be upset with that first down because you call a screen on first, you're thinking stay ahead of schedule. Even a minimal gain to stay on pace, but instead, the defense creates a negative play and sets them back behind the sticks.
They talk about a good gain when they needed it. So that's 13 on second down. Now only a yard to go here on third. I know it says running back on the roster, Brock, but this guy's having a pretty great start catching the football instead.
It's what the best of them do. I mean, look around the league. These running backs want to get paid, right? They want theirs. Well, catch a ball like this, and trust me, you'll get yours.
He'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. New set of downs from the 37. To throw here on first down. Forced out to his right. Rolling and takes a deep shot down the middle. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Trying to find Brock Bowers. And that'll bring up second down.
Once that quarterback broke the pocket, kind of turns into like a zone read option a little bit, Kate. You got a couple choices. Keep it yourself or try to force the throw. There was nowhere to go. He really should have used his legs.
Ball stays at that 37. Here's second and 10. Working now from the gun. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he has it right near midfield here. Looks like about a yard short. Signals, and looks like we've got a timeout before that first down play. First and 10, looking to throw. Going deep here for the end zone. Oh, again, it looks like a pick, but they drop it. A chance to steal it away in the end zone. Just can't finish the play. Almost had back-to-back interceptions. A chance for him now to clean things up here on second down. Chased out to his right. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. Then brings up third down.
That right there, Kate, that's taking the hard lessons from the previous drive and putting it into practice right here. You don't see a throw you like, it's too tight a window. Don't risk yet another interception.
High stop, trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop it. The Jaguars are going to call their first time out. Now on fourth down, A.J. Cole headed out to handle the punt. And this return's going to leave him with enough time for definitely 2, maybe even 3 plays before halftime. 19 seconds remain in our opening half. Let's see what they do with it. They'll turn to the ground game and just run this clock out. Allen continues to find no traction on the ground here, Brock, as they bring him down for no gain. First down run netted him nothing. Here is second and 10. They're just going to play it safe, sticking with the ground game, it looks like. He's going to get this up to about the 28. Very close to picking up that first down. Gonna have to make those halftime adjustments on the fly. We're skipping right through to the starts of the third quarter. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Samuel now to return it. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Their offense taking the field now for the opening drive of the second half. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. On first down, they'll run. He's going to be stopped right around the 37. Give him 13 on that play. And that's good for a new set of downs.
Well, more often than not, it's the passing game that's asked to go from first down in just one play. But when you get that big play potential on the ground, geez, it just infuses your offensive confidence.
And that is exactly what you're looking for on a first down run. He picked up 7.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Back to the well again. He's unable to get away from that tackle. Good work by the defense. Nothing gained on second down.
It's a gain of a yard.
Third and just 2 to go. Throwing now on 3rd and 2. Duffy. Now Miller fumbles the football. Picked up by the Jaguars. They get a little extra on top of that fumble recovery as they take possession.
You know what separates good defenses from great? Good defenses find a way to get off the field. Great defenses find a way to take the ball away. What a great play to set their offense. It's up with some mojo.
Man in motion here. 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. Connection made, Travis Etienne. And the stop is made, but not until he reaches that 17-yard line. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains. Coming to the line for another 1st and 10.
Hey, let's go.
It's a gain of 23 yards.
From the red zone on 1st. Couldn't connect across the middle. It's an incomplete pass. No luck finding his receiver that time. And it's going to be 2nd down.
The coverage by
We're at 23. Son, it's a hunt.
On play action now, Lawrence. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And it'll be 3rd down coming up after this defense's 3rd sack of the game.
Hey, Lion.
Lawrence now off the play action. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up. Cam Little now to try the Jags field goal. Ball on the right hash, the distance 43 yards. Coming off the edge, and it's blocked. And they stop him before he gets much on the return.
That protection has got to be able to hold up for a few seconds. It has to. Those are points that aren't going on the board now. And wasted effort by their teammates to get them to this point.
The Desperados and this running back headed back out for a new series. And I'm sure they all got a stern lecture on ball security between possessions after they fumbled it away on their last series. Now they're going to throw out of the gun. Escapes the pocket. Into the hands of Michael Wilson. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs. One play in, Brock, and his drive is already in enemy territory.
Ready. Black, 95.
At the 48-yard line.
Read option on 1st down. He's going to keep it. He's going to bring this down to their 35. Now looks like we're going to get a stoppage for an injured Jaguar. He's in some pain as the trainers head out to examine him. All set to go now from the 35.
Set, ready.
They'll throw it here on 1st. Jump off, caught by his back. And he's tackled for no gain.
As an offense, you don't call a screen, Kate, expecting to gain just a few yards. You call it expecting to break out something big and substantial. But it's up to that defense to stay ahead of it, to keep it contained to something much smaller. Case in point right there.
Trying to throw this from the gun. Defender's there, and he forces the incompletion. Good play to bring about this 3rd down.
Ready.
To the air on 3rd and long. Going left side, Bowers has it. He's going to be out of bounds. Looks like a yard or two short of the 25.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
That field goal unit is still on the sidelines. They are going for this.
Trail green. 45, white. Eagle blue. Ready.
Back to throw it. And he had it for a second, but unable to hang on. And the possession literally slips through their fingers as they turn it over on downs.
Even the best receivers, they've got occasional breaks in concentration. You just never want to see it happen. One of the most important snaps of the game. If we know anything about this guy, though, it's he'll be up for the challenge the next time the ball comes his way.
And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete. Still 10 to go. 2nd down now from the 26. Out of the gun, Lawrence. Throwing the out route complete. And this is going to be out of bounds. Defense catches up to him near that 45. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains. Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44. Now give. It's ETN headed left. Still going inside the 35. And he's taken out of bounds as he gets it down near the red zone. How about a big hitter? 34 yards there and a new set of downs. First down, and they go right back to it. No big play this time, Brock. That stop made right at the line of scrimmage.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, got a tackle behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
From the shotgun, Lawrence has him on the quick hitter. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. 3rd and 4 coming up now.
Hey, run!
Lawrence working from the gun. Short pass brought in. And this does not get it. Looking short field, but the defender is there to force this 4th down.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face because I could think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short of it?
Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars can tie it up after hitting pay dirt in the 3rd. Little tacks on the extra point. And the Jaguars tie things up at 14. So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. Here's Kevontae Turpin on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25-yard line. The Desperados back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And as some running lanes have closed, he's just found some new ones. Continuing to hit this defense, more good numbers well into this second half.
Ready.
Sending him on the dive. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Stop is made, Oluwafemi Oladejo.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8.
Here we go. Ready.
He'll look to throw. Hits him on the out route. And it's a quality effort here as he's pushed out right along the 40. So a new set of downs. Here we go. 1st and 10. From the gun, they're going to hand it off. And that's good for a gain of 5. Brought down by Julian Blackmon.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
And 2 yards all he can get. It's 3rd down.
Tackle made at his 48-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 3rd and 2.
Right.
After 3 quarters, we're still neck and neck. Neither side has been able to fully separate. It's still a tie ball game, 14 points apiece as we get ready for the 4th. 3rd and just 2 to go.
Let's go. Set.
Trying to get in with the option here. And this is going to go in the wrong direction. He loses just about the amount of yards they needed to get there. It's going to be 4th down. Maybe the wrong read on the option there, Brock, but it kind of looked like the defense had both reads picked up pretty well there.
I'd agree with you because the option, you're trying to option off of one defender, like a 2-on-1. That time, well, the defense was all over it. Tremendous pursuit to knock him backwards.
And it's the same as a touchback here. This one down right at the 20-yard line. Now the Jaguars getting set to go. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. First play of the drive, and he takes an option left. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's good for a Jacksonville 1st down.
A run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know it can set the table for more.
Inside handoff goes to ETN. And he's not going to manage to get back to the line even. Tackled for a loss. We've got 2nd and 11.
It's a loss of 2. brings up 2nd and 12 at the 29-yard line.
Back to throw. Here's Lawrence. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here.
Makes it 3rd down and 12 yards to go.
Third and long for him here. Called in by Myers. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it stopped. The Jaguars in a punt formation. Rigoberto Sanchez will kick it away. Takes this in at the 25. It's a nice running on that return. He gets it up past the 35. Their offense returning to the field for another possession. And they're playing with a chance to take the lead right here. Get a nice little cushion in what has been an otherwise really close game.
Yeah, and really the mindset, Kate, is this has got to be the drive. When you break the huddle, you look at each other and say, right now, these are the moments that tilt the game in our favor. Because you know if you don't get it done, you've given your opponent that opportunity.
The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also clues the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you could put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter.
And he's out of bounds just past, looks like, the 40-yard line.
Well, the QB made something happen and got some yardage when the play didn't develop right, and even got himself out of bounds to avoid a hit. The only negative at all is he couldn't quite get the first down.
Right. Let's go. Yellow, 43. Set, huh?
Air it out on 3rd. It'll be a punt coming up for the Desperados.
A.J. Cole in punt formation.
Fields this at the 19. And a nice return out of him. They have it a little further up past their own 30. Now the Jaguars offense ready to take over once more. And in a tie game, we've been sensing a breakthrough coming, Brock. Might this be the drive where we finally see one side get the edge over the other?
Well, if it is, Kate, you know and I know it's about play-to-play execution and more than likely making sure they can convert in some of those situational downs.
It arrived as the ball did to break things up. So it'll be 2nd down. Lawrence throwing here. Fits it through the middle. And a great play is brought to an end as this one reaches the 35-yard line. Coming to the line, this is 1st and 10.
Hey, run!
Now Lawrence on the play fake. Has a man on target to Johnson. And they take him out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for... goal. Could take the lead with a field goal, Brock, but thinking touchdown here as they get set up 1st and goal. Finding Johnson once more. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
Hey, you like these results on 1st. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on 2nd down. That playbook wide open.
They'll give this up the middle to Etienne. And he runs it across. Touchdown. The Jaguars take a 4th quarter lead. Travis Etienne, the touchdown. Little able to connect on the point after. And the Jaguars break that tie and now lead by 7. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Turpin with a return. And this drive will start inside the 25. Now this offense getting set to work here. Still time to go, Brock, but that touchdown has them down now 7. They've got to find the end zone here.
Ready?
1st down, play action. Got a lot behind this one. Downfield it goes. That's complete inside the 35-yard line. He does it. Touchdown. The Desperados now trail by just a point in the fourth. Christian Watson with the touchdown. That one right down the middle. And the Desperados tie this game at 21. Now after tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. Johnson now on the return. This makes it up to the 25. Jacksonville heading out there on offense. They're headed out there after just watching their lead disappear, but going off of that, an opportunity does exist now for an immediate answer.
And I'm going to say the quiet thing out loud here, Kate. There is a part of this offensive group that just loves this.
Pressure's on him, and it's going to get home. He's dropped. And after one play of this drive, might already be in trouble. That's going to push him back for second down.
It's second down.
Hey, easy. Route. On. This one's on.
They go play action. Lawrence able to find Strange here. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7.
It's a gain of 6. And it's third down.
Looking to throw. And it's Johnson with another one. And they are on it short of that first down. They responded quickly to that throw. That brings up 4th down. Starts his return from the 23. And a nice return out of him. They have it a little further up past their own 30. We've reached the 2-minute warning in Mexico City. Desperados don't want to see this one go to overtime. So they'll head up here 1st and 10 from the 34.
Ready. Black. Nice.
Here's the one back on the handoff. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run. Well, the extra blocking sure didn't spring that run the way they hoped it would, Brock.
In the old West Coast system, you called 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, Tiger. Tiger package comes on the field. That was a whole lot more like a kitty cat effort there.
An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
And in a blink, they are up to midfield before somebody manages to stop him. It's 16 yards on that play. And they're going to have a first down now.
Mexico City, first down.
Back to throw. Dumps it off to his running back. And they get the first down. This also moves him into range, Brock, for a potential game-winning field goal.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there. This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Quick slant to Samuel. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. The Jaguars are going to call their first time out. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Quite the drive they've had, Brock, but they're up against it. 3rd and 5 now.
Come on, set. 52 blue. Set.
Here he is to throw. Taking a shot for the end zone. And that's a catch. It's a touchdown. They've got the lead in the final minutes. So how about the determination there? This game has been as hard fought as you will see. But they grab hold of the lead here with a late touchdown that may just win them the ball game.
You could almost feel them saying, Kate, we don't want overtime. Let's go out and get it done now. They accomplished their goal, but you do have to ask the question, do they leave too much time on the clock? Stay tuned.
Johnson with a return here. And he's walloped just as he gets across the 25. What a hit. He's shy of the 30. Jaguars look ready to go. Here comes 1st and 10. Here he is to throw. Completed over the middle. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. A timeout taken by Jacksonville. It's second. Motion man left is Johnson. He'll look to throw it. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
To throw. That could be it, folks. It's intercepted. Cooper to Gene in to pick it up. He got in front of that one for the pick. Looked like that's the receiver it was designed to go to on that play, too.
Yeah, the QB just must have missed the lurky defender in coverage right there. That's where, as a QB, you've got to have the vision to not just see your route, but see those defenders in front of you. If you stare down your receivers in this league, turnovers follow.
So hard work rewarded as they take a well-earned win in this one. Well, Brock, we both thought coming into this one that it was going to be a tough hill to climb going up against one of the better defenses in the NFL. But these guys looked and said, Hill? What hill?
And you know what? I think that happens over the course of this week. Sometimes when you know what you're facing, Kate, and you're watching tape and it's a really good defense, you know you got to be on your game. And this offense certainly was today.
So for Brock Huard and all of our crew, I'm Kate Scott, wrapping up another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The Desperados are your winners as we say adios from Mexico City.
What defines my name? What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name?
Name existed forever, means victory, helper. Whole name means protector, shorten it by 2 letters, without the IR at the end. The reincarnated Gil Scott, living in the again. The World Cup in Moscow with a blind who's a 10. Pen when I speak is like a lottery win. Quote my total, multi-mogul. So fly, I can walk in any spot, every be soaking. From a time when was stronger. Today's streets are calmer. They used to kill for shade sneaks and bombers. My name existed forever. Before Christians came in America, even better. With click sounds in their mouths was language for humans. With stick figures and K's, my name's written fluid. Nasty like way before even Rome had a sewage. For 50,000 years ago, if I could choose its origin, since there's nothing to gain by assuming I'ma say the definition of my name, the truest. I shocked them like real prop. Creep with baddies in sequence, dresses with high strung. Fresh off the jet, you can see my vision while I've come. How much time y'all got? Yo, Preem, let's drop something.
What defines my name? What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name?
DNA of King James, kin of St. Michael. Polygamous minded, 7 wives on ridiculous timing. They always share the same title. That be the talk. That's foul like a stop in Frisk, New York. At 20, I said I better quit by 30 than my 30. I thought by 40 rapping is corny. How wrong was I? Never would have thought that 50 new songs by Nas would be hard to live. I leave them scared like when they hear their name called, but ain't nobody there. The definition of my name probably started where I rode the E-train, fingers covered in ink stains. Writing was like an escape inside it, leave the beat flame. It was Rod, Kane, Coogee, and Chris. Few names like Cool James, Face, Cube, and Rick. That was musically sick, successful and unnatural. I throw they songs in a cyanide capsule. The truth is poison to any fraud. Demigod, rocking suits and shoes, going against any odds. How could you hate me? I survived the 80s, the D's, the trauma, embalming fluid and laced. Inhale fumes from a stove up. The show's booked up. I chose to take the world over. Look up.
What defines my name? What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name? That's what defines my name.
Hey, yo, 30 years later, Illmatic was dropped. Yeah, man, what about that? Hey, yo, Prim, chill. I got the rhymes, you got the beats. All right. 30 years later, we back in the streets, we back in the lab. All right, then. Let's go, Nas. It's time. It's album time. Yeah, it's time. It's time. Black is time. Premiere album still gonna happen.
Wonderful fall afternoon in the state of Texas. The roof is open, and we've got football from NRG Stadium in Houston. Today, we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here, as it'll be the Desperados of Mexico City taking on the Houston Texans. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Texan ball club entering play here. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
On the other side, the head coach of the home team. These guys came up short on the road last week. Now they're trying to turn things around in front of the home crowd here. Able to slither by. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their 6'3" cornerback.
I loved his quote during the week. If I were a defensive back, I would have wanted to play against me last week as well. He's trying to eliminate those turnovers, those interceptions, and get back on the positive side of the ledger throwing touchdown passes.
Yeah, had 4 of those picks, led to the loss. And we'll get this up just shy of the 30. But you look at this defense, they've been very good against the pass so far this year. Number 4 in the NFL right now.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
Stroud to throw it. A throw left sideline falls incomplete. This defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
It's a gain of 18. And the Texans first down.
And Stroud now to throw. This pass complete to Higgins. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming.
At the 44-yard line.
Stroud going to give the marks. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Stroud out of the gun here. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The time called here because a member of the Texans is in some discomfort. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Marks now on 1st and 10. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Now 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9. At the 32-yard
Stroud looking to throw. A quick throw there is incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely frees up your guys elsewhere. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's another Texans first down. 1st and 10.
Throwing now is Stroud. Throwing out left and finding Likely. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Isaiah Likely, his first touchdown on the year. And the Texans get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. And they'll accept that penalty. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their 3rd-year quarterback.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, accentuate the positive, because that's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
Three touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air. Receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
That will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack.
And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their second down call is going to look like now.
He'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's third down.
Let's go now.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 46. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. The numbers for him from a week ago: 17 carries, 74 yards, and a touchdown.
Nice solid showing from him last week. Didn't blow the roof off with his numbers, but certainly had a quality day and produced when called upon.
Now he's going to step up and run. That's complete to Michael Wilson. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
It's a gain of 23 yards. That's good for
Here we go.
Mexico City.
Well, they run the option here on 1st and 10. And he stopped immediately there. No gain there as he kept it himself at second down. Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so he didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
And he's going to have a gain of 11 to the 11 before he's brought down. 1st and 10.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. From the 5, 2nd and 4.
Let's check.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. Noah Gray from 4 yards out. And the Desperados are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Extra point by Ryland, up and good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense, led by their running back, headed out for the second possession. And they've used him quite a bit in the passing game as you take a look at the NFL leaders in receiving yards by a running back, and he's right there in the mix. On the ground, it's March to start the drive. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
A gain of 12 yards. And the Texans first down.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. He's got his man on the crossing route. This is Higgins. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down.
14 yards. That's another Texans first down. 1st and 10.
Now Stroud. A short one there, caught by Likely. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A big play that time on the catch and run. And it'll give him a fresh set of downs.
First down.
Stroud will run the option left. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's second down.
At the 15-yard line.
Stroud off the play fake. Crossing route, he finds Likely. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And now that sets up third.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
They'll try and run forward Marks. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football, as they've got it looking at fourth and less than a yard. And the first play will be a field goal try. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal, you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Out is Mexico City now to go on offense. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner, they can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Second and 13. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Kind of a fine line when you're setting up the screen. You don't want to throw it too early and have the defense react too quickly. And you definitely don't want to throw it too late. And that way it's not formed perfectly. Got to make sure you hit it just right.
And that will be incomplete.
That is how you respond after taking one on the chin to begin this game. Give up a first drive touchdown, go back out on defense, and completely shut them down to force a 3-and-out.
51 yards on the punt there. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Houston set to take over. And they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week. And you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, because what's that old malaprop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it. Because this crew, they're losing ground fast. They've got to start winning some ball games. And the good teams, they're starting to separate themselves, and these guys are being left behind.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud. They shakes him off. But he can't get away forever, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. The Texans on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Stroud working out of the gun. Under pressure, they got him again. Max Crosby blowing up the play and getting the sack. Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. Deep to return is KaVontae Turpin. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Out is Mexico City now to go on offense. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all. Challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. Now 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Here we go, set.
At the 39-yard line.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Give them 14 on that one and a 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 47.
Yellow, 22. Ready.
He's going to try and do this himself. Taking it right down Broadway. And touchdown. How about that? Their quarterback. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Desperados have taken the lead. Extra point by Ryland up and good. And the lead is now 14-10. So after the field goal, Ryland back out as he'll send this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people. Other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up.
Here we go.
They run straight ahead with Marks. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. Here's Stroud. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down.
Formation for the Texans.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. It's a 46-yard punt, 2 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Looking to put a drive together.
Let's get ready.
They go play action here on 1st down. That's into the hands of his tight end Bowers. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. It's a gain of 35.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 50-yard line.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Pass complete right side to Bowers. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Now back to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
He'll try and do this himself. That is caught. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. Yeah, they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down.
1st down. 1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
They'll try to run this one in. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Desperados are able to stretch out their lead.
21, Texans 10.
Ryland now following the touchdown, back out to kick it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's just been looking for some space. Yeah, I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Stroud. They set up the screen. Marks. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. And that one results in 35 yards.
And the Texans 1st down.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Back to throw. Stroud. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is taken around the 12. It's a 41-yard punt, but just a net of 31 following the run back. And that will come the offense as they take over. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Now a play fake here on 1st down. They'll get the tight end Bowers involved there. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 23 yards on the play.
Normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation. You have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup. I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds it.
And this is caught. Touchdown. Brock Bowers, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Desperados will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Now Ryland for the PAT. And the lead is up to 18 now. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. Back out is the kicker, Ryland, and he'll send this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that'll make it second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Well, this time they'll just keep this on the ground. And not much happening there as he'll get it back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line.
So halftime message received here. No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the third quarter. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. This offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in the second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
52 blue, blue striker.
Here's a 2nd and 7. He sets to fire deep. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Ready.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Here's A.J. Coldell as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Fair catch taken right at the 10-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Texans are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. They'll begin on the ground with Marks. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line.
At the 13-yard line.
This is 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
18. Outside. Outside.
As Stroud now to throw. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line. It's a sack. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. Play action. Stroud now. And the throw there going to be in. Complete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
The Texans send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. Out is Mexico City now to go on offense. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Black, ready?
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll take this from 147-yard line to the other. A gain of 6.
Okay, ready?
Ball on. The 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 4.
Here we go. Here we go. 33. Set.
Now he'll try to run with this. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. That one will go for 9 yards and a first down on the keeper.
A gain of 9 yards. And a Mexico City first down.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down.
On the play. 2nd and 10.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the first down.
For the field goal, a 50-yard attempt.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. It would have been a long field goal. The fake doesn't work out. And that will force a turnover on downs.
At their own 42-yard line.
118.
Throwing now is Stroud. Open man is Higgins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard
The
line.
handoff, it's Marks. That's a 12-yard gain now on back-to-back plays.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
1st and 10 at the 35.
Once more with Marks. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Here we go.
Out of the gun, it's Marks. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Stroud looking to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Fifth catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first. Down.
First down. First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
And they'll go play action here with Stroud. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. 2 yards to go. 2nd down. Up the middle, it's Marks. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss.
Now the pressure gets there, and he goes. Down just inside the 20 at the 19. Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game. So on 4th down, Texan kicker Ka'imi Fairbairn comes on. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And that'll get the deficit down to 15. So that maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but it does get them back within a couple of scores.
And at this point in the third quarter, you don't have much margin for error, and that means you can't have drives that end with nothing. Whether it's a punt, a turnover on downs, those have to go away. You have to end with a kick, either a field goal or an extra point after a touchdown.
Looking to put a drive together.
Let's go. Switch. Yep, yellow. 22. Ready.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And not a whole lot there. Maybe a yard to the 27.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any.
It's caught inside the 25. Then he will finally be taken down. But how about that play? It's a big one on the final act of the third quarter. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Houston. As we've got the final quarter upon us, we get ready to start the fourth. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Oh, fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. 58 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's first and 10. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
On second down, here's the option. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. It's their quarterback doing it himself from 9 yards out. And the Desperados are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. Extra point by Ryland, up and good. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. So after the field goal, Ryland back out as he'll send this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And the football going back over now to the Houston Texans. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Stroud to throw it. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And this will be caught at the 30. A huge play there for Houston. 49 yards.
And the Texans, first down. First and 10.
Back to throw now on first down. On a slant, here's Collins. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. From the 20, here's second down and 2. In motion left is Higgins. Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They go backwards there 2 yards, and second and 1 is now third and 3.
Here we go.
Now Stroud. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Texans first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on third and 3. So the ball down to the 16 here for first and 10.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Looking to throw. Stroud. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. And they've got 3 tight ends here on first and goal to add some extra mass.
First down.
They'll try to run this one in. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Texans have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. Now the Houston offense is going to stay out there as they'll try for 2.
The Texans will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Stroud's going to try to throw for the conversion. And the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. And makes takes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd down and 3.
Let's go now. Cut.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Give him the 3rd down conversion. 5 yards on the play. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. He has it complete to Christian Watson. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right in a yard. 2nd down in a yard.
Red, 38.
And they'll try to run the option here. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll look to throw. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Cole now on to punt, and he sends this one away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. So Stroud and the Texans down by 16, 2:23 to play. They have 2 timeouts and the 2-minute warning to work with, but they also need 2 scores. They've got to go quick. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete. Another try, 2nd and 10 now. Here's Stroud. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. From the gun on 3rd down, here's Stroud. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. 2 timeouts still remaining, but scoring quickly, a must. It's 1st and 10. Stroud off the play fake. Checks this down to Marks out of the backfield. They'll come up now on 2nd down.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and
Here's Stroud. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Now the focus is really clear. They need to get that 1st down and either get out of bounds or maybe use one of those timeouts.
Stroud to throw it. Pass complete. It's likely. And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the 1st down.
A 4-yard gain. It's 4th down.
4th down, 4th quarter. Here's Stroud. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. They got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down.
1st down, Mexico City.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. As as he'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
32.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. And, well, they could just run this clock out, but here is the field goal unit on 4th down. This to make it a 3-score game late. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting.
Act your age, ain't just the barbers where you catch a fade. Face covered, cutting through your garden like a masquerade. Before I catch a L up, catch a plane. I'd probably f*** you before I f*** your chain. Switch it up, it's rap, pixie dust. Money ain't to us, broski went and you better fix her up. I just bought a crib to a chick, she got the biggest. And when I saw your sister rat with the fishing hook, listen up, I've had to hit the cup, so if I